Warning, this video may contain flashing lights. Viewer discretion is advised.
You just know if I put a warning at the start, this is going to be a good one. I mean, just look at it! Big Bang was created by Psycor, who have worked on games such as Top Banana. Oh no. For those that are unaware, I have a video of Top Banana, and I will be comparing it sometimes to this game in this video. But I'm going to be spoiling what I thought of Top Banana in this video right now. So if you want to hear what I think on Top Banana, go watch that video right now. Because Top Banana is the worst platformer I have ever played. Well, as of this video, because who knows, we might find something even worse down the line. I wouldn't be surprised. But the game I'm talking about now, Big Bang, I believe came after it, so let's talk about it. Big Bang was released by Psycor in 1996, the same year I was born. Did I cause this? Anyway, normally this is the intro part of the video series where I go into how the game was made, and maybe I give some information about the company, their history, maybe some deep lore about the game, but there's like no information on this game at all compared to Top Banana, which had a lot more to talk about. With Big Bang, there really isn't anything here except maybe their contact info, which is in the game's lore, and I don't know if anyone used this, so there's nothing I can really put here. I guess I could talk about the emulator I used. So this is kind of neat. It's an Acorn Archimedes emulator in the browser, and you could just upload the game file to it to make it run, which is really simple. It also makes this loading sound an old PC would make when it's loading something. Take a listen. Isn't that just cool? It's reading the good old floppy disk, or whatever this game came in. Do people watching this even know what a floppy disk is? Okay, enough about that. Let's get into the game. On the title screen, you can pick this globe, which will give you a 4-page lore dump. So I'll just summarize it while the gameplay is playing in the background. Though maybe it's easier on the eyes having the wall of text here instead of whatever this gameplay is. Anyway, the story is basically about a planet known as Trisula Ultra, which is full of people having a great time, while a breakaway faction just wants to mess things up. The planet Trisula Ultra, which I probably messed up the pronunciation of twice now, evolved a new kind of science which allows them to build a super defense shield, making them invincible. However, to build it, they need to find several objects located across the planet, and Jellyhead takes on that mission. The people on the breakaway faction know about this plan and deploy a positive agent, Dr. Subtech Plus, to get material first to thwart the defense plan. I just realized this now. What kind of name is Dr. Subtech Plus? You get to pick which side you agree with, and pick a character at the start of the game. Most of the game, I will be playing as Jellyhead, because why not? You're probably wondering if there's any differences in the characters you pick, like maybe if you pick one character, you'll get brand new levels or something. Take a long, thoughtful guess. The only actual difference between them from what I found is if you pick Dr. Subtech, the level is mirrored. Yay. Though I didn't fully play through all his levels, I only played him a little bit. I also didn't fully play through the Jellyhead's levels either, just as much as I could, which is a testament to this game itself that I didn't even want to play this. But I'll go into more detail why I felt this way later, as I really do try my best to finish the games on this channel. There are a total of 5 worlds in this game, and I believe they all have 3 levels in them. So we get into the game, and it just looks bad. It's not good. I can definitely say it looks a bit more pleasing than Top Banana, but that's basically going from bottom of the barrel trash to just a trash on fire. I can't really think of a good trash comparison right now. Basically, I hate looking at this. This applies to pretty much every level and pretty much every world. I think the least offensive one is the grass world because it's just really grass, though it does still look off at times. As I'm writing this review, I'm starting to feel more sick just reviewing the footage. It's just gross to look at. Yeah, we get it, it looks bad, relax. But how does it control? Well, let's talk about the button placements. Back in the day, I don't really think there was a standard for how you would move in a platformer on a PC using a keyboard. So I can't really blame them for this. When you see the controls, you might immediately go, "This is horrible," which is pretty much what I did. But then in the end, you're just gonna end up going, "I didn't mean it," by the time you've played enough of it. What I'm trying to say is, it may seem weird at first, but it's not really that bad. Z moves to the left and X moves to the right. Not bad overall. A lot of Flash games used this layout back in the day, so I'm fine with it. In the game, it says the jump button is a comma, but it's actually not, which is weird. It's actually the apostrophe key, which I know what you're thinking. That might be a little strange for a jump button. But the only other button you use in this entire game is enter, and you use it to throw stuff, which also might be a weird button, you may say. But listen for a second. There are only 4 movement buttons in this game, so you can just move with Z and X using your left hand and jump and shoot with the right hand, since the pairs of buttons are right beside each other. It's honestly perfectly fine. It might be bizarre at first when you play the game, but you really get used to it. There is one control issue I have with the game, and that's for the bonus stages. There are 2 bonus stages I found. One of them is where you control your head and move up, down, left, and right to collect the gummies while avoiding the red face. The other one is like a first-person camera thing where you move up, down, left, and right to do the same thing but in a first-person perspective. What do you think the up and down buttons are? Going up is the apostrophe or quotation button on the keyboard, and going down is the question mark button on the keyboard. I never got used to controlling the bonus game. It's just weird. But how does it feel to control the character? Well, moving as the main character might feel jarring at first because he moves super quick and jumps super fast. I honestly think this might be a downside to some parts of the game because it feels like certain parts didn't account for how fast this character can move, but it's mostly okay, which is honestly an insane compliment. The character moves fine. Would you think that looking at this? It's nice, snappy, and immediate. Wreck-It Ralph doesn't even control this well, like come on. So now we know how to move our character. What do you actually do in this game? Get to the end. That is a certified platformer right there. But here's the issue. I feel like I say this a lot on this series, but if this game was more linear and was just moved to the right to get to the end while avoiding obstacles, I think it would be a lot better. Because this game is a maze, though for the first world it's not that bad, but the rest is really miserable. Later in the video I'm going to go into each world individually, but the main issue that most of them have is that they're pretty much a maze. There's even a maze level in one of them that's, well, it's a maze. This makes it so that way throughout the entire game you're just trying to figure out where to go, and it's extremely annoying because the entire game looks the exact same. It is very, very similar. Because of this, you're gonna get lost a lot. I spent a while on the second level trying to remember a specific entrance you need to go into because everything just looks the goddamn same. It's weird too, as the levels could have easily just been made more linear. Take level 2 for example. You need to run to the right, go down to get a key, go back up, find a wall the key opened, and then go back down a linear path to the end, and that's how you beat level 2. I made it sound pretty linear there, didn't I? However, there are like 30 alternate paths you can take throughout all of this. Like, why? They don't even offer anything at all. You go down a different path, you're just lost and get nothing from it. It might just even lead to a dead end or something that harms you. And I found that the more worlds you go into, like the deeper in the game you go into, it gets even worse. I feel like you actively get harmed if you try and explore too fast, because sometimes if you jump up, there will be a damage spike that you can't even see that's off the screen that you'll just jump into. There will even be times in this game where you're forced to run super fast and you won't have enough time to react to anything that's coming at you, meaning you're going to be dying a lot. I would say the way to avoid this is to go slow, but you kind of can't because the character default run speed is so fast. You would need to walk and then stop, walk and then stop, push the button then stop, push the button then stop, and that's just annoying. That's not fun. This would work way better if you could see more of the screen, but this is what I'm working with here. I think this might be what upsets me most about the game. The level design is maze-like. It sucks. Yeah, pain in the ass, whatever. But then you fill it with off-screen damage-dealing things that you can't react to in time, as well as damage pits all over the place. You just made bad worse. I guess I should explain the health and ammo system since they're the same. What the hell am I talking about? They're the same? Yep. Let me explain. The game has these gummy bear things that you can collect, which are your health. The health bar also randomly swaps to the left and right of the screen sometimes, which is a pain in the ass. I don't know why it does this, but this is your health, and getting the gummy bears restore your health. But at the same time, it's also your ammo to throw stuff. Why? If you throw something, you lose health, because that's your ammo as well. It's, what? There will be some points in the game where you need to throw gummy bears at a wall or something to break it and progress, so you lose health doing this. Furthermore, if you get hit while you have health, you lose a bunch of health, aka you also lose a bunch of ammo. And if you get hit while you have no ammo left, you die. Let's say you run out of health and die, and there is a wall you need to break still. When you die, the gummies do not reset upon death, meaning there's no way for you to get more health at all. So how do you pass through the wall you couldn't break if there are no more gummies on the map? Reset the game. Just reset my life. I don't want to do this anymore. This is horrendous. A lot of the maps don't even have a lot of the gummy bears on them. It's a massive pain. You basically need to almost get no hit on all the levels, as if you do get a game over from dying too much, guess what? You need to restart the entire game. Meaning if you beat a world, like I did, that progress gets reset. No saves, nothing. This is one of the reasons why I couldn't beat this game. Realistically, like with Top Banana, I probably could, but the time commitment needed to memorize every single little thing in this game is just not worth it. It would take literal weeks. If I went through every single level meticulously, one at a time, and did every single one of them, this review would not change, though I would be an alcoholic. But enough about me being bad. Let's talk about the music and sound effects, because I almost forgot to put this in again. There's nothing. I really wasn't kidding. It's depressing to listen to this. Normally I use songs from the games and the background music for this video, but I'm just gonna use some random song. Like maybe I'll use banjo songs or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much an overview of the game. So let's go deeper into the game and go from the start of the game to where I stopped playing this game, which honestly is just most of it anyway. We start the game, and isn't that just a wonderful title screen? We get a planet rotating with the words Big Bang around it. Afterwards, we watch the demo. I decided to watch the demo because I thought it would be bad and they would just die a bunch and it would look weird. But it honestly works. He doesn't do anything weird, he just shows you the game. The game even tells you to watch the demo for hints, as the demo literally just completes the level for you and shows you how to do it, which really doesn't help much on the later levels because they're still a maze, so you're not going to remember it all. After that, we get to pick our character. Like I said, we will be playing as Jellyhead for most of it, and then after that, we get to pick which world to start. And I'm going to go left to right for simplicity's sake. So let's start with World 1. We start the first world and we can already see it's a mess. It's full of what I believe are dragon eyes, hands, vines, and it just doesn't really look good together. It's hard to tell what the enemies are in this game. You see a car? That's an enemy. The fish? That makes you invincible. What? Anyway, for this level you need to go to the left to hit a UFO, which teleports you. See, zero consistency. Why does it do that? You then need to go to the top right to grab a key, which is right on top of a locked wall, which is a pretty good way of showing the player, hey, this key unlocks this wall, and that's how it works throughout the rest of this game. After that, we move to the left and we find a moon. We pick it up and the stage turns dark. I really don't know what the point of this is, but sure, why not? There is also the opposite, which is a sign in later levels you find, which make it bright again. I really don't know what the point of this is. Anyway, continue to the left and you beat the level. Now, I may made it sound like it's a simple level, which level 1 is definitely more on the simple end compared to the later levels, but you can still kind of easily get lost in here, as there are a couple of random paths in this levels that just lead to nowhere. But anyway, we're on to the next part of the world, which is where the maze issues really begin. There are just so many paths you can take in this part of the world, it becomes super annoying. You can shoot these yellow bear heads in these levels with your ammo, and it gives you more ammo, which is nice. But sometimes if you shoot one of them, they have an enemy inside them, which is usually an anvil, which makes me just not want to shoot them if an enemy is just going to come out and attack me. So the first time I see this, I shoot one, an enemy comes out, and I die. Did they just kill someone in the studio? This is where I noticed the issue I mentioned before, where if you collect a bunch of gummy bears in the world and run out of them and die, you're pretty much screwed. As if you need to find a wall to break with ammo, you can't do it unless you reset the game or somehow find more ammunition. And it's notable in this level because there is a part in this level where you need to break a wall with ammo because it has a key behind it. You then need to backtrack a small bit and go in a different direction to find the wall that the key opened. After that, this part is pretty much just completely narrow until you get to the end, and that's it for this part of the world. See, they definitely had the ability to make the levels more linear, but they chose not to. One more thing about this world before we move on though. It's where you first obtain your floating head as a collectible. What does this do? Well, when you run into it, the level then mirrors itself, and you lose all sense of direction. You make the levels a maze, and then you make most players learn a new layout if they pick up this collectible. Why does this exist? But that's not all. There's another annoying thing I want to mention about this part of the world. I don't know what I touched that causes this. It might be these floating heads from Tom Banana or something. But when I touch them, sometimes the bottom part of my screen becomes reflective. There was barely any screen space already, and you make it even worse. The last part of the world is a chase sequence where you get chased by the character you didn't play as. The way I swear the enemy works in this is he doesn't really chase you down like an AI, but he follows your exact inputs. Everything you do, he will do, but he's more on a 5-second delay. And if he touches you, you die. If you start this level like most people though, you'll probably just chill around spawn for a little bit looking at stuff, and then you'll watch him spawn in and he'll just kill you. There is no warning for him whatsoever. But overall, this level I have a love-hate relationship with. I like most of the design for this level, where the level gets in your way, giving you that feeling of, oh god, he's gonna catch up to me. Oh no, what do I do? Which I find cool in chase sequences. But the thing I hate most about this level is that there are multiple pathways, and so many of them just lead to a dead end. Luckily, none of them are so bad that you can't go back or you'll die, but it's more like, why is this here? It's just annoying. We're nearing the end of the world, and the level starts slowly turning into bears, and we beat it. It's checked off the map, but because progress isn't saved, we get to World 2, die, and the progress we just made is completely lost. What a motivational killer. Pain in the ass game. World 2 is what made me lose my sanity. This is that maze level I was talking about earlier. There are 8 entrances you need to go into to find the right path. One of them, of course, is an instant death pit, by the way, because why not? Once you choose a path, it automatically drags you in that direction. But let's stop and do some math here to see how annoying this truly is. I believe there are 8 paths at the start. Each path on average has 2 alternate paths in the paths you can take, though one of them has another 6 paths you could choose from. So in total, there are 30 directions you need to go in, but you can't even do them all first. You need to find the key in one of the paths first to go down the path that has the door that just opened to get to the end. I gave up. You're basically just going to be jumping into paths randomly minus the instant death one that you will avoid just to figure out and hope that you get the right path in the correct order, which is just boring. That's not good level design. You're not even playing the level. It automatically drags you around. Anyway, let's move on to talk a bit about World 3. The first level is a garden, and it's the only world that looks... it's full of gnomes that do nothing, as well as trees, natures, and rock. The first level is a chase level. Imagine picking this level first when you start the game and being greeted with this red dude chasing you. This level is pretty much like the other chase level I mentioned, but worse. While this level also has linear aspects to it like the previous one, this one is just chock full of enemies. So if you don't memorize where they are, you get destroyed. But it's demotivating to remember where they are, because if you get a game over, your progress is completely reset. And you can't really react to the enemies either, because you move too fast so you can't see them coming. And you can't go slow or the red dude chasing you will catch up to you and kill you. There are just so many level design aspects that just counter each other. It's annoying. Let's talk about World 4 a bit. It's kind of eerie. It's a pretty blank, almost unfinished looking styled level with some arrows that I think are pointing in the direction telling you where to go. So let's follow them and see where they lead us. Well, one of them just put us in a damage pit, so never mind. The gimmick to this level is a bit weird. It's again kind of a giant maze, but it has these yellow dots where you have to move to the right to descend one level and then to move to the left to descend another level. And you keep doing that until you descend into more of the world, as these platforms only have collision on them when you're on top of them, not when you run into them. I think this might be one of the biggest worlds in the game. I have no clue where to go at all for this one. I just keep trying to trust the arrows and then they lead me into a damage pit, because it's not just one time that happens, it happens many times. There are also these arrows that push you into one direction, but you can walk back through them, so I don't really know what the point of them actually is. But that's all I explored in World 4. On to the final world, World 5. And doesn't this just look lovely? This level has a spooky atmosphere with what I believe is a blood-soaked ground, along with tombstones, skeletons, skulls, and enemy ghosts. Wait a minute. I think this might be the hardest world in the game so far, which makes sense. It's at the end of the list. It's like the final world. But the difficulty just isn't fun. It's basically what I mentioned near the start of this video. It's full of off-screen damage spikes, and a lot of them. You're running around having a good time, and then you decide to jump, and then you just get hit by a spike that you couldn't see off the screen. It's really not fun. But that's pretty much it for this world. I could not figure out where to go in this either. It's just so massive, and everything just really looks the same here. But those are all the worlds I explored. I mentioned this before, but I'll show it off again just in case you skipped to this part of the video or something. When you pick the other character, the only difference I noticed is that the level is mirrored. That's it, I think. And that is most of the game, what I could show. I'm not really a big fan of these old games where losing all your lives means you have to restart. Like, most of those games actually just have a level select in them, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but this game does not. Normally in most games I do on this channel that are like this, I just use save states or something.
You suck!
At what I deem are reasonable points in the game where this happens, so I can just show off the entire game. But I cannot do that here, sadly. But do not fret. User Attack of the Tuner, who is a big fan of this company for some reason, has uploaded a full playthrough of the game on YouTube. So if you really want to see what I missed, you can hell have a look. But if I'm being honest, looking at this gameplay, if I did the entire game and just completed it, my review would be the same. I don't think I'm missing much. It even shows off the ending, which is kind of weird, but also nothing at the same time. But I believe he deserves that honor instead of me, as I really think he might be the only person on this planet to beat this godforsaken game. As for this game itself though, the game mostly looks bad. It controls okay, but the level design is so horrible, it feels like they didn't design the level design around the controls at all. There are just so many things they added to this game that just don't make sense. In fact, dare I say it, this might just be the worst platformer I have ever played. If you enjoyed this video and want more, please consider subscribing. As well as if you want to see what I'm up to, you can also follow my Twitter @OrinClubs. But we're not done. There's actually a demo of this game released on DOS. It never fully released onto DOS, but there was a demo that someone uploaded. So let's go have a look. Oh my goodness!